Next one is this reciprocity theorem for AC circuit. We have already seen reciprocity theorem for DC circuit. Same thing. Only thing is here you will be having impedance. That's all. Okay. So here I have one source V in series with impedance Z1. So current coming out of this source, that is current flowing through this AB, this section is I1. So current flowing through this impedance Z2 is I2. Current flowing through this impedance is Z3. This must be Z3. Z3 is I3. So you consider a section CD. Through that section, I3 is flowing. Okay. First you find out what is this I3. Right? First you find out what is this I3. Next what you are going to do is, you are going to interchange the position. This CD will go here. This AB will come here. That is, this voltage source will come here with proper orientation. So you interchange the positions. So when you interchange, so this is AB. Across AB we have this wire. Here we brought V here. So from this current is coming out I3. So the orientation is important, right? So by reciprocity theorem, this V by I3 equal to V by I1, right? V by I3 equal to V by I1. So cross multiply, VI1 equal to VI3, V and V getting cancelled. That is I1. That is I1 of this circuit 2. This I1 is equal to this I3. Say this I1 of this equals I3 of first circuit. So that's why I have written I1 of circuit number 2. This is circuit number 2 equal to I3 of circuit number 1. So we will verify this reciprocity theorem through an example, right? We will verify through an example. So verify the reciprocity theorem for the circuit shown. So we have a voltage source here, 10 angle 0, 5 ohm, 1 ohm series with the J2 ohm, one inductor, here one resistor and capacitor. So the current flowing through this AB is I1, current flowing through this branch is I2, let current flowing through this branch is, that is through CD is I3, right? First we have to find out, because of this source, what is this I3, okay? So what I am going to do is, these two are in series, you combine. So this you call Z2. This is R, is a pure resistor R. So 1 plus J2 ohm. And again these two are in series. You call this as Z3. Was I not written? You can call this as Z3, which is 4 minus J4. Okay. So we have to find out what is this I3. What we are going to do is, first we will find out what is the total impedance. So from the total impedance, we can find what is the current of the source. Then by applying the voltage current divider rule, we will find out what is this branch current I3. So that is the first task. So now we will find out. So exact in, that is the total impedance equal to R plus Z2 and Z3 are in parallel. So Z2 Z3 divided by Z2 plus Z3 ohm. So Zin equal to 5 plus 1 plus J2 into 4 minus J4 divided by 1 plus J2 plus 4 minus J4 ohm. So calculation you can do by using your calculator in the complex mode of operation. You can directly evaluate, you can directly input this and you can directly evaluate this. So we got Zin equal to 5 plus 1.793 plus J into 1.517 ohm, right? So Zin equal to, just combine these two things, 6.793 plus J 1.517. So now convert this rectangular into polar. Zin equal to 6.96 angle 12.59 ohm. Now source current I1 equal to V divided by Z in ampere. So we know what is V, we know what is Z in. So I1 we get 1.437 angle 77.41 degrees. Okay. So next we apply the current divider rule. So we want to find out what is I3. So opposite impedance Z2 divided by sum of the impedances Z2 into Z2 plus Z3 multiplied by source current I1 ampere. So just substitute 1 plus J2 divided by 1 plus J2 plus 4 minus J4. So you can directly use the calculator. So you must go to the complex mode. Now I am in complex mode. So numerator, open the bracket, 1 plus 2 shift I, close the bracket, divided by, again open the bracket, 1 plus 2 shift I plus 4 minus 4 shift I, close the bracket, okay, equal to, now you got 0.034. So that is the real part. Next press F, that is shift equal sign. So you are getting angle, point, not angle, that is the imaginary part, I. You can see last you will get I here. Imaginary part 0.4137, right? So this way you can directly operate with the complex numbers in the complex mode using your calculator. Then you convert this rectangular form to polar. I have already explained in the previous lectures. You go to that lecture and you can see how to convert rectangular to polar. So finally we are getting I3 equal to 0.596 angle 162.64 ampere. Next what we are going to do is, we have to interchange the positions, right? We have to interchange the positions. So you may be getting like this after interchange of positions. So your circuit will become like this. So I brought V here. So current orientation is like this. So I orient this in such a way that through CD, this current coming out is I3. Here AB, the response is I1. So we have to find out what is this I1. Same procedure. Zin, that is input impedance, is nothing but these two are in parallel, 5 ohm in parallel with Z2. Then it will be in series with Z3. Okay. So Zin equal to R Z2 divided by R plus Z2 plus Z3 ohm. Just substitute the value R, Z2 values, and then you simplify. You get Z in equal to 5.92 angle minus 27.64 degree ohm. Okay. Next to find out what is the source current, which is I3 here, second circuit. What is the source current? So I3 equal to V by Z in. Just we know what is V, Z in we have found out. I3 is this. So now apply the current divider rule. So we want to find out what is I1. That is opposite branch component, which is nothing but Z2 divided by sum of the things R plus Z2 into source. This source current is I3 ampere. Just substitute the value. Only thing is you have to reduce it. So this you operate in the complex mode. Everything you have to operate in complex mode. And then this you convert to polar form. And these two you can multiply. You can add these two things. Right? These two we are multiplying. We are adding. We are getting I1 equal to 0.596 angle 162.64 degree. So we find that I3 of circuit 1, first case, that is same as the current I1 of circuit 2. So this verifies the reciprocity theorem. Hence you can say reciprocity theorem is verified.